Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another Around the Town of Branford with Henry and Frank. I'm Frank Toohill, and I'm here with Chris Claremon. She's the co-chairman of the Branford Festival. The other co-chair is Beth Berringham.
No, Barbara.
Barbara Berringham, sorry, is the other co-chair. She was unable to be with us today. So, how you doing, Chris? Great to see you.
I'm good. Nice to see you too, Frank.
It's great to be with you here again on the green. So, we're coming up soon on the Branford Festival, the 39th annual Branford Festival. It's a wonderful experience. If you haven't ever been to it, this is a good year to start. It'll become habit forming. Right, Chris?
Of course. Yep, definitely. Once you
The,
come, you just come back every year.
I mean, you can't help it. There are people that actually schedule their summer vacations around the Branford Festival. They come to Branford, specifically that weekend to go to the festival. So it's a great time. You walk down the festival roads or the rows, and you get to meet people, and you really get to see your neighbors that you might not
That's
have
true.
seen since the last festival.
That's very true. It's a big reunion for a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of classes from Branford High School schedule their class reunions around that weekend because people will be back for the festival.
There you go. It's true. So, be sure you come down, have all three meals of yours, all 3 days on the green here at the Branford Festival. It goes to a great cause. So now Chris and I are going to be talking about every day of the festival. It's coming up Father's Day weekend, June 16th, Friday, June 17th, Saturday, and June 18th, Sunday. So have all three meals down here. Now, it's not just the Branford Festival, right, that you're supporting, correct, Chris? There's other things that you do as well, right?
Yes.
Like, how about the other activities? What else do you do?
Myself personally.
Well, with the cash that comes into the festival, yeah. What do you use
Now
that
I
for?
understand. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
We support and sponsor the shows at both the high school and the intermediate school during the year, and the corporate board sponsors the jazz and helps with the fireworks.
Yeah.
I know that they have a fireworks committee, but I know we contribute to that,
Yeah.
and a few other things like that around town.
So now Thursdays on the green in August, right? Every Thursday, that's sponsored by the festival, the jazz.
It's not sponsored by the festival, but the corporate board makes donation to it to help support and sponsor that.
Yeah.
It's run through the recreation department, and it starts the Thursday after the festival and goes until the end of August. So it's every Thursday for the end of June, all of July, and all of August.
Yeah, it's great, and it's a great time. Thursday nights here on the green are packed, right? People come down with their blankets set,
Yes.
like
3
they
o'clock
show.
in the afternoon, and they're set up and ready to go
Yeah,
before
right.
it starts. And it starts at 6:30, so they're here plenty of time to be ready for it.
That's true, and also, right at the time you come down to the green, to wait for the jazz to start. Right, all the great restaurants that we have, So it's a great, and also the ice cream too. It's all here for you, right?
Yep, it is. Yep, one stop, and you can get everything you want.
So anyway, talking about the Branford Festival now, June 16th, 17th, and 18th, okay? The best way to describe it all to you is to go through it day by day. We're going to talk about the entertainment, the food, the kids' activities. So let's start with the first day. All right, Chris?
Sure. It starts Friday at 5, so it's not the full day, just Friday evening. Everything begins at 5. The food court opens then, and then the high school concert choir band starts things off with the entertainment. And then there are a couple of, there's one local act in between. And then the headliner for Friday night is the Linda Ronstadt Experience. It's a woman who does a whole Linda Ronstadt show. I've heard her. She's very, very good. So that will be a nice way to start things off. And then Saturday morning starts nice and early, 7:30. The food tents open then, or a couple of them do anyway. And we have a couple of new food booths this year, and they're bakery based, so there'll be one of them I know has cinnamon buns. That's their specialty. So if anyone wants something like that, or they have the egg sandwiches, I believe it's the Italian American Club has them, pancake breakfast with the Rotary Club, and then you just go from there. And then the festival committee is once again running the fried dough booth. So that'll be all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And returning favorites: the Italian American Club, the Rotary Club. We have the Thai Taste is coming back again, and the Potato Guy, and Prime with their good steak tips and all that.
Yeah.
And then sweet treats with ice cream. And like I said, another bakery is doing cream puffs this year. And we have, for the first time, it's a place called the Polish Plate who will be doing pierogies and stuffed cabbage and things such as that.
That's all sounds so good. So, so correct. So like, it's all your favorite coming back food wise.
Yes.
Plus new ones.
A couple of new ones are coming in for this year, which is nice. And then Saturday, of course, is going to be the Baca and Shoreline Chamber Artisan Craft Fair all day on Saturday from 8:30 to 3:30 is the time frame for that. And they've got some returning vendors from last year, some new vendors coming in. So some businesses in town will have booths up here. So it's a big variety of people coming in for that all day Saturday. And then Saturday night, we have the group called the Leaf Jumpers playing, and then the Sin Sisters are back this year to be playing. And then the headliner for Saturday is a group called Bad Animals, and they do the music of the group Heart.
Okay.
So if anyone's familiar with Heart, or whoever is, I know most people are, but some may not be. That's who will be doing the music on Saturday. So it's going to be really good music as always.
Yes.
On our new stage, the Showmobile, which is in back of us, for people who don't know it, it's been rocking the green the past 3 Friday evenings that the rec department has had concerts to test it out. It will be moved from that spot the day of graduation, which is the Tuesday before the festival starts. They'll be moving it over closer to Town Hall, between Town Hall and the Trinity Church, to set it up there. So that's the new setup for this year.
Okay, that sounds great. And there's a new stage as was just stated. It was paid for by the ARPA money paid for that, right?
I know it's coming through the town and rec department, a group of, so it's going to be used by the town, the Board of Ed, and the festival.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, also now kids' activities, right? The Branford Festival has always paid special attention to the children.
Yes.
And that's again this year, right?
Yes, the kids' activities will be back again this year. And there will be, the usual midway rides that are back there. And they usually have a couple of new rides put in there from year to year. So what they're bringing, we don't really know until they bring it.
Yeah.
And they will have their carnival games. And then on Saturday, we have the kids' activity tent, which is sponsored by the group Feed Branford Kids. Mm-hmm. And they'll be having a woman who's doing face painting will be there. She's a woman doing the face painting, who's doing henna tattoos, and one other thing for the kids. I'm not sure what it is, but she'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this year. And then the kids department from the Blackstone Library will be there doing a craft and issuing library cards for people who need them. And then there'll be the sand art and a few other things like that in that tent. And also backstage entertainment all day Saturday with various groups from around town. I know they'll be doing one of the dance groups in town will be in there for part of the time, and they'll be having some numbers from the Guys and Dolls musical that was at the intermediate school earlier in the spring. So they've got a good variety of entertainment coming up back there.
Oh, it's always good back there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Great. It's always good stuff. Yeah. Okay,
all day Saturday, and they end around 3:00 there. And then there's breaking the action while they get set up for the evening, and then things start up again around, I think 6:00. The music starts again Saturday night.
Now also on that evening, right? There's also some awards that go out, right?
Well, that evening, Friday evening, they give out the John Moss Scholarship.
Okay.
After the high school choir sings. And then Saturday, they do recognition. They introduce the committee who's been working on this since, the end of last year.
Yeah.
And everything. So that's what they do on Saturday. Usually around 7:00. They get, people from the committee get introduced. And that's about it for that.
All right. Okay, so just to recap, so entertainment, the big event Friday night, it starts at 8:45 is the scheduled start time for the Linda Ronstadt Experience. It's going to be great. It's starring American Idol star Tristan McIntosh. She's going to do a great job doing Linda Ronstadt. Linda Ronstadt had many hits, I believe, right, Chris, in the 1970s?
Yep, and through the, I believe, late 60s into the 70s and even into the 1980s.
She started off with the Stone Ponies.
Yep.
It was originally Linda Ronstadt and the Stone Ponies. And, they had, she's great. So that's going to be an excellent program for you to come down and see Friday night. 8:45 starts. Now, prior to Linda, right, it's Connecticut's Party Band. Also Friday night, 6:45 to 8:45, right? Free
Yes.
play.
Yes, free play will be there prior to the Linda Ronstadt experience. And I've never heard them, but I've heard they're very good.
They've been around for a while. Yeah.
Okay, good, because Dennis Nardella does all our entertainment, and he always gets high quality, top-notch entertainment for the whole weekend.
That's true. No, you're right. He's known for that.
Yes, yeah, he does a very good job with that.
He really does, yeah. Now, okay, so that's all Friday night. Now, the other thing is we talked about food. Now, all of your food favorites are coming back, right? The ice cream, the pizza slices, lemonade, fried dough from the festival.
Mm-hmm.
Thai
food.
Also, right? Also, you can't forget the IA Club, right? With the grinders, they have the
sausage and pepper grinders that they serve, and
yep,
the Rotary Club with their lobster rolls, and we've got the Spud Your Way, all the baked potatoes that you could ever want with any kind of topping you could want.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So good variety for everybody.
There's also popcorn.
Yes.
Also, too, they're really known for this. This is one of their major fundraisers for the whole year. Branford Historical Society, the strawberry shortcake, but only on Saturday, right?
Yes, it's only available Saturday. I believe it's from 11 to 3 that they sell it over in the back near where the Trinity Church is, on the side of the Trinity Church. And it is only available on Saturday.
Now, this is delicious, locally produced strawberry shortcake. I understand they always get the strawberries from Bishop's in Guilford, and I believe that the shortcakes come from a local bakery. So it's all local, And as we said before, have all three meals, all 3 days here at the festival because, you help support first, the festival itself, and then you also support those great programs throughout the year that we talked about earlier.
Yep.
So it's really, and besides, it's all delicious too. It's
exactly. It is. It's all good. It's all
right.
Good. And then Sunday, which we know starts off with a pancake breakfast. Come to the green with your father for Father's Day and treat him to pancakes from the Rotary Club. And then we move on to the annual road race, which is always a lot of fun for everybody. You have the health walk if you don't want to run. You have the fun run for the kids and little ones who can't do the 5 miles yet and love to just try to get out there and run and have fun with it. And then we got the big 5 miler, and it'll be nice because our road race director, John Bysowitz, will be here for it because he had his bad biking accident back in the fall. So he's back at work, and it'll be good to have him up here. And Ray Figluski, who started the whole race many years ago from his shop up in the plaza there, and it was a Sunday afternoon in May that he used to do. No, not Princo, Raymond's clothing store. That's when he had that. It was before Princo.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he started the race, and it was 7.5 miles, and then it's been pared down to the 5.
Yes.
But it's a great race. It's a great community event. It's beautiful along the waterfront there, and everybody down through the an Indian Neck comes out and watches and cheers for everybody. And we have bands along the course playing music for everybody, and it's a really fun morning to be up here. And then in the afternoon, there won't be any entertainment on the showmobile, but there will be a guitar player and singer under the food tent up on the front part of the green, the eating tent up there, playing acoustic music for the afternoon, which was very nice. And we're working on a couple of other things for the back half of the green for Sunday. They're not finalized yet, so I won't say anything, so people will think it's happening and it doesn't, and they get upset. Yep. So we'll just wait to see what happens there. But the carnival rides will be going all day on Sunday, and And the food again will be going throughout the afternoon, and then things start to wind down. Between 3 and 4 o'clock, it gets quiet, and people will start to close down their tents then, and then it'll be another one in the books.
Yeah, that's right. And then, right, all the volunteers, you included, your co-chair Beth Berringham, Barbara Berringham, right? I mean, you people get right to work on the next one, right?
We take a little time off in the summer, and then we start
Yeah.
pretty much meeting again in September. We go over things from this festival and what might have to change and what happened for next year, and then see who has had enough and wants to come off the committee and try to get people to come on the committee, the whole thing. So we start back in the fall time, but we really don't start doing a lot until it gets closer to the festival. I mean, a lot of things don't happen until it gets really close to the festival. But we do meet every month, the second Thursday of the month at 6:30. And if anyone's interested in joining us, come down and see what we do. And if you want to join, great. And if not, that's fine too. But can't hurt to check it out if you're looking for something to get involved in town. It's a great undertaking. It's a great group of people on the committee. Most people have been on it for a long time. We have some newer people who've come back for a couple of years now, so it's good. It's a good committee, and everyone gets their job done. Everyone does what they say they're going to do, and we produce the best festival we can. And we all just are hoping and praying it's a day such as this, all 3 days.
Yeah,
it would be lovely.
That would be really nice. And also, right, you can check out the webpage, which is great, BranfordFestival.com.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yes, yep, for updated information there, sure.
Well, anyway, so those are the highlights. Both Chris, Barbara, and I, and Henry, we all expect to see you here on the green Father's Day weekend.
Having a good time.
Having a good time.
Having a good time. That's the most important thing.
That's true. The other thing we should mention, right? Going back now, looking back to Saturday, June 17th. Okay, so I have written down here on the main stage, 5:45, Father of the Year Award. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. We did not mention Father of the Year Award, and that's been a part of the festival since day one of the festival, year one of the festival, I should say. So that announcement will be made at that time at 5:45 on Saturday. I don't know how many entries there have been for that this year. All the information for that went out to the schools last month, so we'll find out at our next meeting who our Father of the Year will be.
Also, the entertainment right after Father of the Year at 5:45 on Saturday. The Leaf Jumpers are on at 6 o'clock, and they play rock hits.
As far as I know, again, I've not heard them, but Dennis says that they're a good band. I trust his judgment that they're going to be a very good band.
And then after that, of course, as Chris mentioned before, we got the Sin Sisters, Top 40 High Energy Hits, and then the big Saturday night act, 9 to 11, Heart Tribute. They perform the great songs of Ann and Nancy Wilson, which is Heart, so that'll be great. Mm-hmm. Now, the Artesian experience, it's a little different, right? Because for years and years, it was always the Craft Expo, right?
Yes, it was. For many years, it was the Chamber Craft Expo. And then, after we were making the comeback last year after being off from COVID, that things kind of changed with everybody. So they just regrouped and working with BACA to put on this artisan craft fair.
Yeah.
And they've got some top-notch crafters in. Like I said, a lot of people returning from last year, from what I was told, and some newer vendors for this year, too. So it'll be good. That's always a really fun part of the weekend. Everyone loves to come check that out. And, the people like to start their Saturday with their breakfast and then hit the craft fair. And, again, like you said, catching up with old friends, making new friends along the way, and then checking out the entertainment backstage. So it's really good. And also, we have a beautiful festival print that will be available.
What's the print what is it this year?
The print is Sunrise over the Branford River, and it's local artist Linda Marino. And it's a beautiful, beautiful sunrise picture taken, basically painted from Harbor Street, the bridge, looking over where Sylvan Point is into the east side where the sun rises. And it's a very beautiful, beautiful picture that she has painted. So that will be available in the souvenir tent all weekend for anyone who would like one.
They've all been great over the years. Now, the other thing to point out, Chris, and this is important, and I don't, and people aren't going to believe this, but right. So to come on the festival grounds, I mean, what's the admission charge?
It's free.
It's free.
Everything's free. Parking's free. Getting into the festival's free. You'll spend money if you buy something food-wise, souvenir-wise. The print at the artist marketplace, where if you have kids and you're buying tickets at the carnival rides and games back there. But otherwise you don't pay admission. You don't pay to park, like I said. So it's a free event for everybody.
It's wonderful, right? Yeah. It couldn't be any better.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, how about parking? Because there's a lot of streets around here, which are, I guess they make them no parking zones, right?
They're closed down for the weekend.
Yeah.
It's all in the festival program booklet, which has been produced and will be coming in. Anyone who gets the sound will be receiving a copy there.
Okay.
And our publicity chair, Camille Link, is distributing different places around town. So you can get one at Town Hall, in the lobby, I think at the library, the rec center. So there'll be available places so people can get, so they can see ahead of time where they should not be parking. And there will be shuttle bus service, as always, from the high school and I believe the commuter live. I think we're still running it from both places if you need to do that.
Okay. So right at the foot of exit 54 there, that big state-owned parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you can get the Branford Festival shuttle bus. So you can park there. There's plenty of parking there. The other thing too, right, Chris? For all these activities, events on the green, people should get here early, right?
Of course. The earlier you get there, the better selection you get of anything and everything you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's less crowded. As the day goes on, the crowd comes.
Yeah, they sure do.
They come and they come and they come. And as they're cleaning up from the artist and marketplace, people are putting their blankets and chairs down for the evening events.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
reserved.
Again, reserved for them, and they just wait until those start. So and that night is a really big night for people to get together with friends and just come up and listen to music and have a good time.
It's true.
As you should.
As they should. That's what the festival is all about, having a good time. So anyway, it's just to recap then, it's coming up soon. Be sure you're here to experience the wonderfulness of the Branford Festival. Father's Day weekend, Friday, June 16th, Saturday, June 17th, and Sunday, June 18th. Food open all 3 days. Entertainment both Friday and all day Saturday. There is some entertainment on Sunday, and it's going to be great.
Sunday's the mellow day of the weekend for everybody.
Yeah.
The big part of Sunday, as we know, is the road race.
Yeah.
And then, things kind of quiet down and people are just coming up and just listening to the acoustic music or just hanging out with friends up here on the green, and taking their kids down, because I believe that Sunday is wristband day for all the rides in the back. So people take advantage of that. So it's good. I mean, it's put together by a very small group of people. There's maybe about 20 of us total in the town that pull this all together every year. But everybody works and does what they're supposed to do, and it comes out as good as we can make it. And like I said, the rest is the weather. We hope is going to be perfect. That's one thing we can't do anything about. So we get what we get, and we just do what we can.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Chris, it's been great to be here on the green with you and talk about the wonderful Branford Festival coming up. And of course, thank you for all the hard work you do as a volunteer.
Oh, you're welcome. That's the thing. Everybody involved is a volunteer. So yes, thank you very much. Come down to the festival. You won't be disappointed.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. Yep. Right. It's the one, the only Branford Festival every Father's Day weekend. So for Chris Klarman, Henry Pond, I'm Frank Tuhill. Goodbye.